Good morning.
Good morning, warriors. Welcome to Two Girls and a P. This is Jude.
This is peace. It's not for two girls, but it could be.
Anyways, I'm Yvette.
I'm Jude.
I already said you were Jude. They know you're Jude.
I just want to say hello.
Dang. I said this is Jude.
Someone woke up a little extra spicy today.
I am a little extra today. I didn't get a great amount of sleep. I had like rumblings in my tummy, like I was feeling a little sickish. But for me, as I was telling Jude earlier, I think it was a manifestation of something that was just bothering me. It kind of comes out physically kind of thing. So once I reconciled what was bothering me, it passed. Now I'm tired as all get out, but I'm good. Okay. I'm good. Yeah.
I'm going to go in on that just a little bit. So I'm slow it down. Because what you just shared is super important.
Okay, why is it super important? I just want to let people know why I'm looking all sorts of haggard today. That's it. I don't.
Okay, she looks gorgeous. Put it in the comments. Be like, no, girl, you look beautiful. You look like you slept well. She does every day, for the most part. Okay, so why is that important, what she just discussed? How she is, number one, tuned into her body. Our bodies, I've worked with, when I tell my clients this stuff. So learning how to listen to your body, it takes practice, and you have to be really tuned in. A lot of people wouldn't be tuned in enough to understand, oh, I have these tummy rumblings. It's not something I ate. It's actually something that's going on out here.
Right.
Because we hold a lot of emotions in our gut.
We do.
And our gut is part of, what I call our enchanted compass, this body that guides us. And so her gut was guiding her, and she's so tuned in that she knew you had awareness of what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's really important for us to tune into and practice really listening to us. Our intuition, our bodies, all of that is guiding us through life.
Because Lord knows it couldn't have been the white cheddar cheese Cheetos that I
Okay, she's lying. You didn't even eat those yesterday.
But I had a couple.
Okay, she snuck those. I didn't see.
But no, it was something. So on that note, actually, understanding your body, understanding who you are, is one of the things that we wanted to speak to you about today. Is this whole terminology that's just been trending for the last few years, authenticity. Be your authentic self, And sometimes that can even be a mask, when you're like, I'm just being my authentic self. I don't think being rude is being authentic. I don't think sometimes having no filters and just being cruel to hurt the human heart or spirit is being authentic. I think that's being a bully.
Yeah.
So when we speak about authenticity,
right,
I think it's saying true to yourself, saying no when you really are committed to a no, when you say yes, being committed to a yes, and either one of those answers, no matter where it leads you, there's a lesson to be learned. So if it doesn't work out, lesson learned. Right. If it does work out, then you know what? Brava. That's absolutely still lesson learned, to listen to yourself. And I think that's part of authenticity, is listening to who you are and not to what people want you to be.
Exactly.
I think we come in the world with all of these grand expectations, starting with our parents, our families, and then our friends, society. And society and the societal norms, what you should be doing, and what you look like you should be, and all of these things, and that's all well and good. But what do you want to be? Who are you? And I think that's just a journey that we go on our entire lives. I really do.
Totally agree. It's all about that journey and practice, because in one of our talks I said that just sharing all everything, that's we can think that that's being authentic, and we overshare, and that's not necessarily being authentic.
No.
And doing that inner work is kind of going into the rabbit hole and discovering the wonderland that's within us and figuring out who we are. that whole story of Alice is about her discovering who she is.
Yeah.
And, I think it's the Hatter that tells her, like, she had lost her muchness. And many of us have lost our muchness through life. And we're trying to get that back. That's empowerment, getting our muchness back and showing up as who we are. And our authentic self, that's always going to be evolving and expanding, because we change and grow through life. We change and grow and learn through experiences.
Right there.
And sometimes we don't know who we fully are in a moment.
And we don't have to.
And we don't have to, but be true to what is true to you in that moment.
Yeah.
And exercise that truth, and exercise really tuning in and listening, and just keep being true to you and showing up, that 100% for yourself. We show up all the time for other people. Show up for you.
Exactly.
And what feels right to you. And if it doesn't feel right, you'll know it. You'll feel it in your body.
You will.
So that's
don't confuse if it doesn't feel right with fear.
Yes. Oh. Good
That's a fine line. Are you afraid to do it because you're afraid to fail? Well, I got news for you. The only way you fail in this life is if you don't try. You must try. And that is triumph. Whether or not the outcome is favorable or not, you've still won because you have tried.
I have to write that.
So I think that's very important to, yes, understand your inner self. Understand what makes you feel uncomfortable. Understand what is your truth. Yes, agreed. However, but if fear and doubt is stopping you from leveling up or stretching and growing, that's not your gut saying not to do it. That's fear saying that you can't do it. And you can. And you can try.
And fear, and I have battled fear a lot in my life, and fear can maneuver very sneakily. And it starts like with that little like, ooh, can I, should I, would I, and then the mind, the ego will come right in very strong, very quickly with logic that will walk you right away. And you'll be like, well, this, and this is why I shouldn't. This is, so really learning the difference between the fear, right, that uncomfortable, and what's not for you. That's where becoming authentic, it's a process.
And again, and on that note, stop comparing yourself to other people.
Yes.
Sometimes that doubt or fear will come in saying, well, she did it because she was born into money. Well, she did it because she's beautiful. How could she not? Well, they could do it, of course, because they were positioned and it's who they knew. You can do it.
They got all the opportunities.
You do it.
We don't worry about they.
Yeah, I mean, you create your own opportunities. Where there is not a door, you make one. And then you open that door and you walk through it. It's a process, but it's your process.
It is.
It's due process.
It's due process. You try. And I love that. I was like, I've got to write that quote down. That's going to be the quote today. You try and you triumph.
You do. You try and you triumph. And I just think that trumps fear. That trumps fear all day, every day.
That's the kind of Trump I like.
That's the kind of Trump
and fear.
There you go. For sure.
Yeah.
So when you are thinking so wholeheartedly about being your authentic self, get to know yourself. Drown out the white noise of people telling you what you should be doing, what you should have did, what you could have done.
Do you take yourself out on dates?
Right there. I go to movies by myself and I love it. And I go to restaurants and I take the seat like a detective in the back of the restaurant with my back up against the wall. And I eat and I'm observing people and couples and watching their interaction. That's fun. It's a fun date. I'm a fun date.
I'm a fun date. And at first when I started to do that, like, it was awkward. And I'd be like, okay. But now I enjoy it, and I go on artist dates with myself, and it feels good. Get to know yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, I am damn wonderful.
You do. I mean, you find a friend in yourself, and that's also part of self-care. And that's also about staying true to who you are, polishing that amazingly, imperfectly person that you are on the inside. Like I said yesterday, you are amazing, imperfectly perfect. We all are amazing, without question.
And we may say that and it may seem light, but we really believe that and mean that. I believe that each one of us here on this planet, that we are love and we are light. And sometimes our light gets put under a bushel, like Jesus said, and he said, remove that bushel and let your light shine. I think that is what happens when we are authentic, because then we are in alignment with who we are created to be. We become more and more in line with that. We shine brighter. And that there is something deposited in each one of us by the divine that is supposed to shine and come forth in this life. And if we just kind of hide who we are and hide that to try to fit in for whatever reasons or because of fears, then we are hiding some of the best pieces of ourselves that the world needs. The world needs you, the world needs me, the world needs her to shine. So let's
and everybody's not going to like it. Everybody's not going to like you, and that's pretty much okay, because you don't need that in your sphere. If you're being your authentic self, and you are letting your light shine, as Jude said, not everybody is going to get down with that, and that's okay. I mean, they have, their agenda, and you have yours, and you stay true to you. And that's your agenda, is to stay true to yourself. That's
when you just stay in your lane and let them be in theirs. And say, love you, blessings in your lane. Go over there.
Yeah. But the light usually will do that anyways. They start, people start looking at you like, something about you has changed. What is it? Did you do something to your hair?
Yeah.
Did you change your makeup? It's like, no, just trying to stay true to myself. That's it.
Like, she's happier.
You will get happy.
You know what's crazy is your circumstances may not change.
Yeah.
But you will transform and just feel more like yourself and be happier. You'll see your circumstances differently.
This is true. Without question.
Yeah.
Seeing myself differently. I am definitely not the girl I was at 21 or 22. So much. I mean, being, a new mom and, running a household to now, decades later, what would I tell my former self? Not grow up, but be kinder. Put a filter on that mouth, pick your battles, for sure. It's not important to be right. Do you want to be happy? Or do you want to be right all the time? A lot more careful with one's feelings and their heart, for sure. That's what I would tell the younger me. Everything else was lessons learned, hurtful, painful, stretching, growing, loss, but a lot gained in those losses and that journey from point A to point B to where I am now. But that's what I would say to her, is to be kinder. I think, when we're younger, for me, I will not speak for everyone, because there's a lot of young people out there that are very generous and very giving of themselves. And I think I gave in certain aspects of my life, but I don't think that I was kind the way I am. It was there. It's not something that was a hard switch over for me, but my interpersonal relationships, I think, were probably a bit more shallow. Not from them, but for me. And I think I had to grow up. As mature as I was, as well-traveled as I was, as well-read as I was, I still think there was such a level of immaturity. And I think in that immaturity, there are people that I loved that got hurt in that process of being immature.
Right. So what I would love is for people that are 30, 40, above, in the comments, tell us what you would tell your 20-year-old self.
Yeah.
And what I would tell my 20-year-old self would be, keep your mouth shut. Observe more. Observe more. Be true to yourself. Speak up.
Yeah.
When you don't. Like, there were times I'd be blah, 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 and not observing what was happening out here and really being wise in that sense. And then there were other times where I really should have spoken up and fear kept me silent. So learning how to exercise my voice correctly is what I would tell myself.
Very good lessons for sure. Which kind of brings me that we're like on the eve of movie night. And last week we spoke to you about watching Imitation of Life with Lana Turner and Juanita Moore, and I hope that you guys did watch the movie or plan to watch it. But that's a great lesson in authenticity. You know, a woman that was born to someone of my complexion, but you know, she was extremely fair, like my sister Jude, and you know, didn't want the hardship of what came with being in this skin, and so she opted to pass for white and to dismiss her mother and to go off into the world and to try to marry white and to be white and to kind of scrub the blackness off of her, and in the end, you know, losing her mom and coming full circle that, you know, that was truly her mother. She loved her. She had spent, you know, her adult life running away from who she was. And what a grand loss in the end when she lost her mother, which is part of her identity because that's who she was. She couldn't help that she was born, you know, in a lighter shade of what her ethnicity was, but she could have helped and controlled, you know, how she behaved. If you see the movie, if you saw the movie, you know exactly what I mean. She treated her mother horribly and almost blamed her for being, you know, of color. And why did it have to be such a stretch? And, you know, why? Well, in the end, it didn't matter. She understood that that woman loved her with everything that she had, and that she had missed out on so many incredible moments being so superficial in a society that pushed her. I would say, you know, yes, it was this young girl's fault, but also society had a very, you know, hard shift about what was right, and white was being right.
Yeah, accepted.
So,
comfortable.
Yeah. So if that was the comfortable life versus the hardship she saw her mother doing, you know, being a maid and doing all of these, you know, other acts of service, you know, in that realm, she would rather be on the white side. But again, lesson learned in the end, and it took, unfortunately, the death of her mom for her to come full circle and understand exactly who she was. So very powerful movie, very relevant then and now. Truly about authenticity, about who you are, and keeping it, you know, just keeping it 100 as much as you can. I know we get placed into boxes sometimes where we have to, you know, showcase a different side of ourselves that we may not feel comfortable in because we have to do what we have to do to push through. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to look in that mirror and see you and love you and take good care of you. Yeah. Because there's only one you.
Can you look in the mirror and say, I love you, you're beautiful, and feel comfortable and believe it? It's a good exercise.
Yeah. It's a very good exercise. And you might be embarrassed at first, but I would dare to do exactly what Jude said. Look in that mirror and say, you know what, I love you. And you are one of a kind. You are unique, and there's nobody like you. And actually love that. Affirm it, you know. I think that's an amazing thing to do. Should we speak a little bit about Sunday brunch?
Sunday brunch.
We thought maybe white fish.
Some wine.
And wine. Don't know what else as we are heading into autumn. But we thought a nice white fish.
Ooh,
and
good.
What?
Acorn squash.
Acorn squash.
Fall. I don't know.
I'm liking that with a white fish.
Butternut squash.
Butternut squash. Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, have you ever had the butternut squash that's over grits with arugula? Oh, it is.
grits.
Yeah, it's butternut squash. They have a little
Nobody's
sweet.
trying to get all sorts
I am from
of...
the South. It's over grits with blue cheese and arugula.
What
so
are
with that
you
little
doing?
peppery.
Grits should be like in the morning with bacon.
Brunch, hello.
I'm
This
just
is
saying.
it's exquisite. The arugula gives
She's
it just a little
messing
bit
up
of
the
pepper.
deep South grits. That don't sound good with mixed with blue cheese.
It's so good.
Mm-mm. Slathered in butter and maybe cheese. Clog those arteries. Okay, no. All right, we'll try it.
We don't have to, but
No,
it's
we
good.
can try it, but is it gonna go with whitefish? I mean, I was thinking
Okay, we'll
about...
just do the butternut squash. How about that? We'll keep it simple.
No.
We'll roast the squash.
Roast the squash.
It'll be very delicious.
I like that.
All right.
And we'll do something with apples. Granny Smith and maybe Fuji apples or something like that.
Sounds
That might
good.
be nice
Yeah.
for a Sunday brunch. But if you have any suggestions, let us know.
Yes. Comment below.
Comment
We'd
below.
love to hear from you.
Still no photogs of women and their crowns. I mean, we are just not leaving the impact.
Crowns. We have so much fun with that.
Yeah, where are your crowns? Queens? You guys.
Rise.
I mean, come
Step
on.
into your regality.
Do you
I
just
just made
not
up a word.
step into your regality? Oh, nice. Love it. Step into your regality. Did you hear her? She's
Kind of a play on reality and regal.
Okay, we got it. Dang. I mean, I was giving her props. Now she's going to act like we're all two and we don't understand how she merged the two words. What is wrong with you? Stop.
Everybody knows I can be a little immature. That's where the fun is.
I really love
Sprinkling
that.
it in.
Regality.
Regality.
Regality. That is your word
Hashtag
for the day.
regality.
I'm sorry.
What's he doing?
Justin Timberlake is on in the background, and I'm like, what is he doing?
He's all white.
Oh, and that whole white thing. I'm sorry, I'm old school.
It's after Labor Day.
No, I am not wearing white until after what?
Memorial Day.
It's Easter.
Is it Easter or Memorial Day?
Memorial Day. Memorial Day.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, you wear your because then there's Easter, right? No.
Easter's first.
Easter's
Can it be
first.
after Easter?
No, I think it's after Easter.
Okay. I know
It's not Memorial Day.
Okay.
I think it's Easter.
It's Labor Day when it ends.
Yeah,
Easter when it starts. Because you do wear white for Easter.
Exactly.
Easter.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just here to tell you I am not going to wear white. I know that those trends and things are like broken and people don't care anymore, but I do.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing white out there. And
I
we're in
might wear
sunny
a white
SoCal
t-shirt,
and I'm not
that's it.
doing that.
Well,
At
if
the
I'm
gym.
walking or something, that's what I mean.
Mm,
But as far as an outfit goes, no.
I don't know about the white t-shirt. I mean, you have plenty of other colors that look good on you. You don't need to be wearing white t-shirts. That's what I'm saying. I'm just being pushy. No white.
She's like,
after
you wear
Labor
white,
Day.
I'm not going out with you.
I won't. She'll be walking alone in her regality.
In my regality.
So, anyways, we will see you here for Movie Friday.
Movie Friday tomorrow.
Once again, we are down to 54 days before voting.
Go vote. Vote. All of
By
you.
any means necessary. Vote.
Yes.
Vote. Not Vogue. I guess you could Vogue while you're voting, but you must.
Vote.
Okay, just vote.
We're done.
Okay, we're done. Yeah. All right.
It's getting silly now.
It's getting silly. And we got work to do.
We have work to do. Peace out.
Hey,
Have
you
a
guys,
great day.
leave your comments here on YouTube.
Please.
And we will be launching our podcast in a week's time and send you guys the link. But please, like, share, post.
Yeah.
Come on. Do this for us.
That's
Do it for
for
you.
Yeah.
You know, if you like what you see. If you don't, well, you know what? Then I get it. I think
And that's okay too.
that's okay too. Ciao. Our light just went out.
Time.
It
It's
never.
like time's up.
It just never stopped.
It
when you were
never
supposed
does.